Welcome back. It's Mark and MUFC fan on for Elite Footy Talk TV, guys, and you know what it is. It's Caribbean vibes. We're getting into it. Of course, it's the Trini voice, and of course, we have some new talking points tonight. We're talking defense, real defense, because we're talking about man like Ryan Inniss. You're talking about a structure, steel, and old school English grit with Caribbean soul, a guy that's he's definitely one who can qualify and feature for Trinidad and Tobago because he might just be called up. From Crystal Palace to Charlton, now bossing it at Forest Green Rovers, guys. This man brings a lot of experience, height, heart, and leadership into the Soca Warriors defense if he is actually called up by Dwight Yorke. And listen, with two matches left in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers versus Jamaica and versus Bermuda, it's not just football, it's legacy time. And we need 6 points, guys, and we need discipline. We need belief. And of course, what players like Innes, maybe that's how you build it, guys. Let's see how it goes because it's going to get very interesting. And of course, this ain't just another game, guys. This is Caribbean football on the rise. The energy from Port of Spain and straight up the pose. And guys, Elite Football Team Footy Talks is live. You know what to do. Smash the likes and subscribe. Let's get in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on with this player. What does he have to offer Trinidad and Tobago? Because, guys, it's about pride, passion, and of course, grit. Because we're gonna need it, and we need to fight for 6 points. So let's talk about NS right now. Let me bring up this so that you guys could, see who we are talking about. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just yeah. Guys, check him out. I'm gonna put it up there on display so you guys could see everything about him. So you're not gonna be depending on everything that I say alone. You can see everything you need to about this player right here. And I'm gonna make him big on the screen. Ryan in this bio and career highlights. Of course, I had to take the time to give you the full rundown so you guys could see all what you need. His name is Ryan Stewart Clayton Innes. Very nice name the guy has there. You know what I'm saying? Born June 5th, 1995 in London, England. Height 1.94 meters. Centre back is his preferred position. He's a right footer. He started off his career at Crystal Palace. He went on a lot of EFL loans, Charlton, none other than other teams as well. You would also find him at the likes there's a lot of teams that he went to. Alta, Grimsby Town, as well as Cheltenham, Luton, Gillingham, Yeovil, Southend, Colchester, Dundee, Newport County, Charlton Athletic was one of his biggest spells from 2020 to 23. And presently from 2023 till now, Forest Green Rovers, who is in the National League. They had a very good game the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Shout out to Trini Life 868 while you're driving, bro. When you get home, shout me, broski. If you get home and I'm still live, maybe we could do one. I was hoping that it would be possible for us to probably get in a stream together soon, my bro, again, because I think it would be very interesting for us to do some more talking points. I think, especially leading up to this game coming up, we have a lot of interesting things to talk about with Trinidad football. So, like we did mention about this guy, of course, my brother, Heart of the Warriors, he also spoke about Ryan Innes. We have talked about quite a few talents, also to mention, guys, is one of the interesting topics that I would like to put to your attention. Will we see a return of Antoine Hackford to the national team? Will it be one of those things? And I'm thinking Trinidad needs a little bit of firing power in the strike force right now. And he's having a clinical run of form for AFC Wimbledon. Currently, he's on loan and he's having a good time. He's been scoring goals. And I mean, he's 19, but he's represented us at youth level. Maybe he should be given a chance because Levi is very, very good, but he's better off the right. He's not prolific in front of goal. So it can get interesting there. Let's see what happens. But of course, the introduction of this defender, of this player, will be very, very interesting. And of course, we spoke a lot about another player who I will also like to mention one more time. And the reason why I mention it one more time, because it's another interesting situation where it might be possible for us to bring this guy in, and who knows, it might be a situation where this guy might also provide us with some actual, experience and quality in attack that will help us secure the win. And I'm talking about Rory McKenzie. We spoke about this previously, but I had to bring him up again because just like Inniss, he's 32 years old now, 2 years older than Inniss is. He was born in 93, not 95. But this guy, Rory, is a very good attacking player. He's a second striker by trade. He can also play off the wing. He has seen a lot of success on the left wing as well as the right. But providing that sort of backup and link up in the middle, maybe some experience might be needed against Jamaica. We do have the likes of young Malik Khan, who has shown an amazing introduction when he came into that game, when he started away against the likes of Curaçao. But it will be interesting to see what happens here because this guy will certainly contribute a lot to Trinidad in terms of experience. You never know, he might be more clinical than what we have right now. And it's not just because he's coming from Kilmarnock, but it has shown in his record and his performances of where he plays for his club. He's a goal scorer. So let's see, guys. This is just another interesting opinion of mine. Of course, at the end of the day, guys, we all want Trinidad to do their best to qualify for the World Cup. And of course, like I would say to each and every one of you, if Trinidad doesn't qualify, I'm not going to cry. But I would still say to you all, I would love to see that they do and do their best because, hey, we're all here to see Trinidad and Tobago, the Soca Warriors. Shouts out to LeBron in the building. I wonder how long they're taking to release this squad. I believe the squad will be released on tomorrow. If not, most likely you would hear a release this weekend, if not Monday morning next week. It's usually been the thing to release the squad 1 week before the actual game. And since this is the last weekend of Premier League and European play before players go off to their national teams for the final break of this year, then I think it would be coming maybe 24 hours, a little bit early, LeBron, but hopefully they will be making some changes and cease and start doing a little bit more to inform the public about these things. But usually this is what it does. They haven't even named the English squad or the German national team for the next round yet. So I believe this weekend is where it will be. We does have to wait for Jamaica as always. Sometimes Mr. Dictator Fuentes doing what he does best. Well, I mean, he's one of those people certainly we are going to have to get rid of eventually, of course. But for now, guys, steps at a time. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, there's lots of things right about what Trinidad football is doing right now. But there's still some things that, need to be changed, and maybe some things need to be, a new a parting of ways. Sean Fuentes has been part of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Federation for as long as I know. I believe I was a very young fellow when, I heard his name for the first time as part of the communications office. So it's one of those things where he's been there a long time. Maybe it's time for change, but what I would say for now, guys, let's focus on the positive aspects of what's happening, like, how good we have been doing recently. It's been only 8 months, guys, since Dwight Yorke has taken over leadership of this team. And in the 8 months, we've probably had 2 months worth of training, give or take 2 weeks. Let's not get into the fine dime details. But what I can say to you guys is after, this period of time with these short training spells that Dwight Yorke has had with our team, we have seen amazing improvement of every level and facet. We've seen a team learn discipline. We've seen a team learn structure. We've seen a team play together, learn to play together. We've seen a team become more defensively solid, more attackingly fluent. And what I would say to you guys is shout outs to Dwight Yorke and his team for the amazing job that they have done, changing the script with this Trinidad and Tobago team over the last couple months. Because I would say to you guys, yes, Angassi was doing a decent job, but by far, what York has done and what York has shown over his games as leader, of the as head coach of Trinidad and Tobago, I would say we have seen a more complete performance from Trinidad and Tobago that we have not seen since maybe 2004 or 5 when we were heading to the World Cup under Leo Hacker. You guys could tell me in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm exaggerating, but I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting. Well, of course, Prince Hood, I think I would tend to agree with you, but at the same time, you know, it's about the football. And while Sean Fuentes is not ideally the person we would like to be continuing in the position that he is, just move away from him. You know what I mean? He and Derek King need to leave. Well, I think so. I would agree with you, but slowly but surely, guys, steps, you know what I mean? It's almost like what's happening now with, and I don't really talk politics. I don't like to do these things because realistically, bro, it's just tit for tat and whatever. But if you look at the current climate in Trinidad and Tobago right now, just as long as Dwight Yorke has been in power is how long we have probably changed governments, guys. And people are already, making so much big issues and expecting people to fix a decade of bullshit in 8 months. It's unreal, guys. You know what I mean? So I'll just leave that one right there. Yeah, bro, I made a mistake and I put Devon instead of Deron Payne. I apologize, bro. You know what I mean? I know you are not the only one who were laughing at me as well. Shout out to DY in the building. CONCACAF under 20 qualifiers group is in 11 minutes. Are you Trinidad is playing? If Trinidad is playing, maybe I'll have to get myself there. Let's see let me just check this out, CONCACAF. Let's see what's going on here. CONCACAF. Let's see what's going on. I mean, if they're playing, guys, we might have to do something. We might have to stay on live and take in if Trinidad playing and take in a half or two. Let me see what's going on here. I know if I might be getting it. It don't look so. It don't look so, guys. But give me a little update on that now, bro. Who playing right now? Who is he seeing? I'm not seeing anything here, bro. On CONCACAF under 20 qualifiers. Or the draw is coming up in 20 minutes. Okay, well, guys, hear what? It's 20 minutes. It's going to be a draw at 5 p.m. Well, let's stay live, guys. I'll definitely make a note and share this. I mean, I think I should be able to share this through my channel, and you guys we could talk about it. I might just have to mute it and talk to you guys about it, so you might not be able to hear it live, but we'll see how it goes. They said 23 minutes, said in a few minutes, so let's see how it goes, guys. We'll try to do that, and yeah, let's talk about the under 20. It's the group draw 100%. Well, let's try to, if you guys interested in that, I will stay on and I'll put it up on the screen and we'll try to, talk about it while it goes on. I mean, I'm more focused on the senior team right now, to be honest. And I think the youths have a lot of talent coming through. Let's not kid ourselves. There's a lot of talent in Europe at this current moment. A lot of young Soca Warriors, that possibly will be available to feature for the team in the future going forward. Guys like Antoine Hackford, youngster represented us at youth level already. He's currently having a great time at AFC Wimbledon in this current moment. And he's a number 9, guys, with pace to running behind and with the English system schooling, a little guy. And I think he's pretty prolific. You know what I mean? He's playing, he's had everything going on so far. It's interesting to see what will be happening. There's other players, of course, guys. So, you know, I just wanted to see this from my perspective, guys. I mean, I'm a guy that really positive, and I actually, you know, really enjoying seeing Trinidad and Tobago play the quality of football they're playing recently. Although the results haven't always gone our way, the performances have always shown us and given us a sense of hope that we can see ourselves doing much better, but progression will be needed, guys. And if we are to get progression, we got going to have to keep Dwight Yorke for another period of time. And this is where it gets tricky because there are going to be the Trinis and all the people who might not agree with what Dwight Yorke is doing or might think that he could do better or they could do better than him. But guys, I want to make sure and say this to you guys out loud. Sometimes we have to have patience and some dedication. and commitment. And I think Trinidad and we needs to commit Dwight Yorke to a 5-year contract, guys. We need to commit Dwight Yorke here until after 2030. And a reason why I'm saying that is because I believe if Dwight Yorke is here and our coach currently, whether or not we qualify for the playoffs, we get the 6 points and we go into the World Cup, we need him to be here for the next 4 years to develop the next bunch that coming through. This young group of talent, the likes of Antoine Hackford and Dante Gilbert and these brothers who are 19 and 20 coming into this team in the next 2 or 3 seasons, in the next 18 months, will be a whole lot of improvement in quality and talent in and around the team that gives us a much stronger squad in general. And having Dwight Yorke progress this system going forward is also very similar to the system that Dortmund Academy plays. And guys, when I mention this because there might be other academies and other clubs looking to build academies in the Caribbean very soon in the near future. And if we could continue this, it puts us in a very, very good position to achieve. And I'm telling you guys now, we need as Trinis, I don't know how many of you watching, but share this particular clip around. We need to support Dwight for the next 5 years. We need to get the TTFA, everyone on board. Everyone needs to chant this one rhetoric: Dwight Yorke, next 5 years. Because guess what? He's doing an amazing job, and trust me, it would only get better from here. We've seen this is the beginning, only the beginning. And we are already showing levels that we haven't shown in years, guys. Trust. This is a different type of situation here, and we are lucky to have Dwight Yorke available because he could have very well become the coach of Jamaica. Guys, I don't know if anyone knows, but he was about to be interviewed for the Jamaican job. So we are lucky because I think if Dwight Yorke was Jamaica coach, it would have been crazy. It would have been crazy. And listen, I hear it, but remember, we coming off a long group of sanctions, guys. As long as Mexico, USA, and Canada and Costa Rica not in group under 20, we go to the World Cup. Well, well, all them 4 teams had not been in the group. Just son. Have some faith now, man. Hackford informed. Hackford will come and deal with the thing the right way. You know what I mean? York is the man, says Prince. No local coach. If York you have to go, we have to get a coach from who know CONCACAF. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, York doing well, TTFA failing, no under 15, no under 17, no under 20, no under 20. No. Bro, we are Trinidad and Tobago in the draw for this under 20 qualifiers right now, bro. So I don't understand how you go say we failing technically. We just come off of some huge sanctions and stuff like that. And to be fair, we know why they was failing for a lot of different reasons, bro. You cannot succeed or fund anything with zero funding. Trinidad has not received funding for football from FIFA in over 8 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You understand? And that is probably because of mistakes of the previous regime. You know what I mean? Which has been inherited by the new guy. When the FIFA sent their auditors to come down to Trinidad and Tobago 5 years ago or something like that, and they've been there trying to work things out, we were not getting any funding, my brother. How could you fund this with no support? The previous government of Trinidad and Tobago has never invested in youth affairs and sports. We all know this. I don't have to say it. They don't do it. They always try to find a reason to say these athletes are not elite enough. They don't deserve the funding that they should be given. So it's hard to just put all the blame on the TTFA for why we failing at under 15 level, under 17 level, under 20, under 23s, because at the end of the day, they are responsible also with the aid of the government that's there. And of course, we already know these issues. I don't want to get into the politics, bro, but this is a political situation. This is not just because of the TTFA being incompetent. And I would say to you that, now that we change over and we now have this new system and everything happening 8 months down the road, give it another 8 months before we start to be overly critical on what they're achieving and what they are doing and what they are failing at. Because remember, carefully, guys, they have to fix issues that were there and issues and systems that probably were failing us before they arrived. So it's going to be an interesting progression. And of course, with the Dortmund Academy and these things, we might be in a bad way, but there's silver linings and there's ways and means that Trinidad can evolve very quickly. We have to get on board. Not only we can't all just sit down and blame these guys and say yeah and say no. We have to all do our part. And of course, nutrition and physical movement is a serious thing. And guys, I've been to Barcelona this last weekend, and I would like to say to you guys something. The average kid in Barcelona has a step count of at least 10,000 steps a day. The average child, 10,000 steps per day, guys. And that's not a negative thing. That's just natural walking about the place because it's so big. And you can see why these guys are usually fitter and have more stamina than their Caribbean counterparts. So, guys, these are all things we need to work on because we could sit here and say the TTFA is failing, but a lot of the talent coming through, they're not really at the level that they need to be. They need to be working a lot harder than they are currently working. A lot of these schools, a lot of the small grassroots academies, they're not doing enough in terms of the full load of training or the full or trying to and parents need to do more as well. They can't just depend on academies to train their kids, with all the training. I mean, these guys, most of these youngsters who train in for academies, they just do private trainings separately by themselves with other private coaches when they leave the academies. So these are things we have to take into consideration. And these are when you want to go to that level of sport, guys, it takes a lot of sacrifice and hard work and effort. And before we could say that the FA is failing, we have to make sure that the talent going to the FA at the level that we could say they're being wasted. Because realistically, these guys look really good in school football, SSFL and second 11. But when they get to international level, they're not at the races. Hold on, guys. Let me try to share this and let's take it in and see what's going on with this draw. It's not actually live. It began. I'm not seeing anything, guys. Like on my screen, it's saying it didn't begin yet. Oh, cool. Cool. Let's check this out. Let's check out the CONCACAF draw, guys, before we go. Apparently, it's about to begin.
Welcome to the 2026 CONCACAF Under-20 Qualifiers official draw. My name is Pedro Velázquez, and I am the director of men's national teams competitions.
I think I need to mute this because it's going to mess with my algorithm thingy. Playback speed. Let's speed it up a little bit.
Member associations as registered, and they will compete in the qualifier phase that will determine the 6 teams that will advance to the 2026 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. The Under-20 ranking as of August 5th, 2024 has been used to determine in which pot each team will participate. In this draw, the participating member associations will be split into 6 groups, 2 groups of 6 teams and 4 groups of 5 teams each among the eligible participating member associations. After round-robin play, in which each team will play against each team in its group once, the group winners, 6 teams in total, will advance to the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship and will join the top 6 teams in the ranking. The 2026 CONCACAF Under-20 qualifiers will take place between February 23rd to March 4th of 2026. The draw for the group stage of the Under-20 qualifiers will be conducted using a single blind system involving a total of 6 pots. It is important to note that for this draw, there can only be one host member association in each group. If a host member association is drawn to a group that already has one host previously drawn
be interesting to see what's going on with this draw.
The selected team will be placed in the next
available group
in alphabetical order.
Here.
The host MAs for the qualifiers are Costa Rica hosting 2 groups.
I'm going to hold on the volume a little bit. Sorry, guys.
Pot 1 will contain the names of the 6 pre-seeded teams based
so it has 6 pre-seeded teams in Pot 1.
El Salvador, Canada,
Costa Rica, El Salvador, Canada,
Haiti,
Dominican Republic, and Haiti, guys. Jamaica, those are the 6 seeded teams in Pot 1. Trinidad is not in the seeded list. We are in Pot 2. Trinidad and Tobago, Nicaragua, Curaçao, Antigua and Barbuda, Suriname, and Puerto Rico. Pot 3 is going to have teams featuring Bermuda, Aruba, St. Kitts and Nevis, Belize, St. Lucia, Guyana. Pot 4 now will be having these teams, guys. I'm trying to make sure I double up. Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Barbados, and Martinique. In Pot 5, they're going to have 5 more teams. Where's Curaçao, Dominica, St. Martin, St. Martin, Aguila, U.S. Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands also in that group. In Pot 6 and final group looks to be a difficult one with French Guiana, Bonaire in that group and the likes of others teams. This is how it looks, guys. Canada, Dominica. Where's Curaçao? Curaçao is in our group. Under 20 Curaçao against Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to get very interesting, guys. You know, let's see what happens there. You know, I do expect Trinidad at under 20 level to be very, very good this coming up into this tournament because, you know, we have seen a lot of improvement in the national team, and I think with that there's going to be a lot of inspiration for the young talents to work harder and get themselves ready to perform. Let's see as the draw begins who's going to be the first team drawn out the seeded team, and the first seeded team out of the group looks like El Salvador, and this is Group A with El Salvador, guys. That's what's up. Let's see.
Let's continue to find out who is the team taking position 1 of Group B, and it's
Jamaica is Group B. So Jamaica going the team group leaders right now. It's getting interesting, guys. Tournament. So the Group B. Oh, okay, cool. Bring up, bro. Thanks.
Position 1 of
shout out, broski. We go link.
And it's Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, Group C leaders.
Group C, 3 more spheres on Pot 1. The next sphere will be going to position 1 of Group D, and it's Haiti. So Haiti taking position 1, 2 more spheres to go. Let's see who will be going to Group E. And it's Costa Rica. So one of the hosts of these qualifiers, Costa Rica, going to position 1 of Group E. And finally, the last sphere of this pot number 1 will be Canada going to Group S.
Okay, Canada goes into the group, the last group that features
pot number 4 of this draw. This is where the excitement starts, knowing who joined El Salvador in Group A.
First team out of the pot B. Suriname joins El Salvador in Group A.
So Suriname.
Interesting for Suriname.
Group A with El Salvador. Let's continue and see which team will join Jamaica in Group B. And it's Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico joins Jamaica in Group B.
So Puerto Rico going to Group B with Jamaica taking position B2. Let's see which team will join now Dominican Republic in Group C, and it's Antigua and Barbuda.
Antigua and Barbuda joins the Dominican Republic.
Right. Let's move along to the next sphere. The next team will be drawn into
Group D,
and it's Curaçao.
Curaçao joins
Curaçao, Group D.
Haiti in Group D.
Before,
interesting matchup
of this group. Let's move along to the last 2 spheres. Let's find out which is the team going with Costa Rica, and it's Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, Costa Rica We got Costa Rica, guys. Trinidad and Tobago joins Costa Rica in Group E.
With Canada should be.
We can upset
Nicaragua.
Costa Rica, guys. Have no fear.
Nicaragua,
TNT is there.
Going together with
the Trini boys are here.
Okay, so let's move along. With that, we have concluded the constraints for this draw.
Group F is last. Canada, 3. Of course.
The first sphere will join Salvador and Suriname, and it's Belize, another Central American team, together with El Salvador and a Caribbean team, Suriname, in Group A. Continuing to the next sphere of pot 3, joining Jamaica and
Puerto Rico.
St. Kitts and Nevis.
St. Kitts and Nevis, guys.
In pot B, St. Kitts and Nevis taking position B3. 4 more spheres.
And in Group C, joining Dominican Republic and Barbuda.
Joining Dominican Republic and Antigua and Barbuda will be St. Lucia.
St. Lucia joins them.
St. Lucia.
Interesting for the small nation. Tough group for them already.
Let's find out who will go to
who joins Haiti and Curaçao
of this draw, together with Haiti and Curaçao.
Bro, they can't be defeated already.
3 teams together now in Group D.
Who joined in Group B there?
2 spheres of pot 3. Together with Costa Rica and Trinidad, it's Bermuda.
Well, at least we know we go beat Bermuda.
Group E. And the last sphere of pot 3 will take position F3 together with Canada and Nicaragua, and it's Aruba.
Aruba, Canada, Nicaragua.
We have concluded the first 3 pots. 3 more pots to go. This pot number 4 will also contain 6 teams to join and to fulfill all the positions 4 of each of the group. Let's start with Group A.
Who finishes off the Group A?
Grenada.
Grenada gets a tough group there. It looks very difficult for the Grenadians.
Group A will almost complete with each of the groups. Let's find out now who will go to Group B. It's Cayman Islands.
Wow, Cayman Islands to Group B.
Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis in Group B.
Well, we know they're not coming out of that group alive.
The next sphere to determine who is going to Group C is British Virgin Islands.
British Virgin Islands.
And Barbuda, British Virgin Islands, and St. Lucia going.
Wow, what an interesting group that is. It's going to be pretty easy for the Dominican Republic to qualify out of that group.
The 3 teams that have been drawn in Group D, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So Haiti, Curaçao, Guyana, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines going to Group D. Let's move along.
Guyana.
To the last 2 spheres of pot 4. The next sphere taking position 4 of Group E, and it's Barbados. So Costa Rica.
Barbados joins us.
And Barbados
nice, guys. Nice. We're getting out of the group in second place for sure,
Canada,
guys.
Nicaragua,
we're definitely qualifying that group because we're going to beat Barbados and Bermuda for sure. It will be interesting to see what happens after that.
In Group F. Moving along to pot number 5. This pot will conclude the first 4 teams of this draw.
What are your guys' thoughts?
We'll start with Group A, which will still have 1 more sphere, 1 more team from pot 6. In this case, St. Martin will go to Group A, position 5. So Group
St. Martin joins Group A.
To go. Let's move along to Group B now. Will be exactly the same case as Group A. Still 1 team to go. In this case, Turks and Caicos Islands will take position 5 for Group B. Now, let's move
Turks and Caicos.
With this remaining 4 spheres will determine the groups C, D, E, and F. So the first group to be concluded, it's Group C, and it is Dominica.
Dominica.
So Dominican Republic, Antigua and Barbuda, San Lucia, British Virgin Islands, and Dominica are concluding now Group C. So first group concluded. Let's see who will conclude the second group, Group D, together with Haiti, Curaçao, Guyana, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it's Anguilla. Anguilla taking position 5 of Group D. So also Group D has been concluded. Let's move along now to find out who will join
Who joins us as the 5th team, guys. It's going to get interesting. Yeah, they are top seeds. All the first teams are top.
Saint Martin joined to position 5 of Group E. Let's see the last sphere now.
Guys, we definitely qualifying out of this group, boy. Watch it. Only Costa Rica is a problem here for Trinidad, guys. Home on our way, it looking like.
Taking position 5 of Group F. So we have drawn the majority of teams, 2 more spheres to go. 2 teams will go to Group A and Group B accordingly. So let's start with the first sphere to conclude the first group of 6 out of the 2. Group A, and it's French Guiana.
French Guiana joins, guys.
French Guiana, and the last sphere of this draw for the under-20 qualifiers 2026, it's Bonaire. All right, with that, we have concluded the draw. Let's quickly review the qualifying stage groups. Group A, El Salvador,
all right, guys.
Belize, Grenada, St. Martin, and French Guiana. Group B, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis, the Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, and Bonaire. Group C, Dominican Republic, Antigua and Barbuda,
interesting.
Virgin Islands, and Dominica. Group D, Haiti, Curaçao, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Anguilla. Group E, Costa Rica,
Trinidad and Tobago,
Barbados, and St. Martin. And Group F, Canada, Nicaragua, Aruba, Martinique, and U.S. Virgin Islands. There you have it. What an amazing draw. We will surely have some exciting matches during this under-20 qualifiers. Please join us in celebrating this amazing competition
by tuning in into
one of the official
I don't know how they do this, guys. What I would say is
6 teams that will qualify.
I'm not too sure.
Championship phase that will take place next summer.
I don't understand. I kind of don't understand how 2 groups have 6 teams.
CONCACAF, we wish you
know what I mean, guys?
A great day.
I don't understand how 2 groups are 6 teams, but I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like it's one of those times, guys. I don't understand how 2 groups are 6 teams, guys. I don't understand how that format going to work. But let me hope it works. Maybe it might be one of those things where it worked out good for Trinidad and Tobago. I think the group draw for Trinidad and Tobago was pretty interesting. It looked like we got a pretty much decent draw. I think, yeah, it's looking interesting, guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put the groups up here so everyone can get a look at it and see how it looks for themselves. These are the groups, guys. You know what I mean? Check it out. Let me know what you think. Of course, I do expect Listener Boy is the top team hosting the group. So yeah, we are away in Costa Rica, but everybody are away in Costa Rica, broski. You think it's only top team next round? But yeah, listen. Prince said, if one of those four teams other than us draw Costa Rica and we beat all 4 teams, yeah, even if Costa Rica beat us, we will have more points. Think about it. If they lose or draw to 2 teams, but we beat them other teams and our only losses to them, we should get through to the next round. Have faith in Trinidad and Tobago. Young Hackford doing business for AFC Wimbledon these days, fellas. You know what I mean? We could slaughter Bermuda, slaughter Barbados, slaughter St. Martin, only Costa Rica. And if we could scrape a draw, yeah, and hope one of them teams draw them, We in for a battle, guys. We had to be ready to fight. And if it's top team next round, it can't be top team next round, bro, because if it's top, it had to be the top 2 teams because Group A and Group B has 6 teams in each group, and all the other groups have 5. So it had to be top team. It had to be the top 2 teams. You understand? It had to be the top 2 teams. And then after they play out, that's how I feel it go be. The top 2 teams from each group qualify, then them play, and then the top teams then the winners move on. That's the only way it's looking like it making sense for the under-20 World Cup draw and qualification process. That's the only way it's looking like it making sense to me. I don't know about you, but yeah, I don't know. If that's not the case, then it is what it is. We'll see how it goes, guys. You know what I mean? But that's a look at the draw results for the under-20 World Cup qualifiers coming up soon. Costa Rica is, of course, a problem for Trinidad and Tobago, but you never know, guys. You know what I mean? You gotta believe and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it might turn out better than you think, better than I think. Maybe we might just be able to get ourselves to the top spot. Well, but I mean, son, all we have to do is focus on beating the other teams in the group and hope to draw against Costa Rica because maybe one of them other teams in the group get a draw against them. So we had to do our job in front of us. We can't worry about the team. Focus on the tasks at hand, kill off what we could kill off, and deal with the problem when they could deal with it. That's just how it had to go. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, fellas. You know what we gonna do. Trini boy here, signing out. Have a great one. Hope you guys have a good afternoon. And of course, guys, let's look forward to seeing what happens and what additions come for the Trinidad national team. Of course, we've seen the qualification draw for the under-20 World Cup qualification process. I'm not saying Barbados, but oh God, it has St. Martin in the group. What if St. Martin draw them? You know, St. Martin is another Dutch state. They got Dutch players who ain't gone to Curaçao and who ain't gone to Aruba and who ain't gone to here to Bonnier. They go to St. Martin. So maybe they do a job for we. You never know. You never know, fellas. So let me have some faith, hold some strength, and let me support Trinidad and Tobago. We can't give up the fight before it even begin, man. Come on, man, people. Come on, guys. Come on. Do better than that now, son. Do better than that. You know what I mean? Somebody could draw them. It mightn't be Barbados, but it could be somebody. But don't forget, guys, this is what we need to stay alive in this tournament. And of course, you know, back to the results and back to the important tasks at hand. You understand? Because really and truly, guys, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. You know what I mean, guys? You know, we're behind. Right now, we're third in the group. We are third, you know? But we definitely need to find a way to get ourselves first. Or second. Because guess what, guys? We certainly cannot afford to get knocked out this early in this World Cup qualification process. And what I would say to you guys is that, yeah, it's an interesting time. And hopefully we do our best. Of course, there are a lot of possibilities that could be happening. Ryan Inniss coming into the team could certainly improve Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, the possibility of Rory McKenzie also does the same. Let's see what happens when the team sheets are dropped. And of course, guys, your boy will be here to deliver the news. Hope you have a great one. Been your boy Mark and MUSG fan. You know what it is. Trini boy extraordinaire. Back in the team every day. Shout out to you, bro, coming in late. But don't worry, bro. You can check it out from the beginning. Hopefully, you'll enjoy the stream. Let us know what your thoughts are on these two players that could possibly come into the Trinidad national team, how they can improve the team, and what can we do. Guys, I'll catch you all later. Have a great one from your boy Mark Ken.